What's going on, guys, and welcome to MSC F1. We are live here in Abu Dhabi, and this is round 5. What a race it will be. Abu Dhabi never fails to disappoint, and we are with you. Q1 is going to be very short. Only one driver at the moment currently will go out. Every other driver will go into Q2. So a lot of the drivers will be thinking about this when choosing their strategy and choosing the tyres they are going to start the qualifying session on. And obviously, by the looks of it, a lot of the drivers opting for the mediums already, knowing that they could probably qualify and save a set of soft compounds. So, very interesting. What's going on, Drainer? How you doing? How you doing, Zonic? How are we all? So we are live tonight, and obviously discussing it with Jonathan Curran as well. We are live on all F7 platforms as well as a partner league as MSC. We are live streaming through all the Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch and Kick. And then we're live streaming onto Entertain Twitch account, and we're also live streaming on all the MSC social media platforms such as YouTube and TikTok as well. So a lot of eyes on the racing tonight, so it will be definitely entertaining, and a lot of interest as well backed up. Exclamation mark MSC in the chat if you do want to come and join, or if you are watching on Twitch, it's just exclamation mark Discord, and it will bring it up for you if you do want to join this phenomenal league. So we are in to Q1. There is already the Dutchie out on track. Once together, going pretty early. Right, so we are on board with the Dutchie, and if the name doesn't explain itself, he is from the Netherlands. So going down in towards turn 5, and then we've got that huge DRS straight for the Sauber driver. DRS enabled, that DRS is on, the rear wing is open. What's going on, Cinders? How are you doing? Down towards turn 6, he'll slam on the brakes at the 100-metre mark, and then over the apex of the left and right handers at turn 7. And that is where Lewis Hamilton did overtake Max Verstappen at the start of the 2021 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. DRS enabled again down towards the hairpin at turn 9 at the start of sector 3. The Dutchie nice and tight to the chicane there as the Kick Sauber driver comes round, and in towards turn 15 and 14. Sorry, I'm getting a bit confused here, because my map isn't the same way as the one I'm looking at, so apologies. Round Latifi corner, turn 14, and he's invalidated it. So the Dutchie has invalidated it. It's Isman, the other Dutch driver, coming round turn 14, 15 and 16. Down towards the line goes the Scuderia. It's a 123.4 on the medium compound tyres. And then we do have little drips. The Scottish driver on the softs, not taking any chances in the Alpine. A 125.3. Then we do have MJ Ryan into the pit lane. A couple of other drivers coming through. That is Mummen Ryder. And the Swedishman goes up to P2. Phoenix Gray very close behind in the V-Card with a 124.4. So we're nearly a second behind Isman, the Dutch driver. So no messing around from him. The Canadian is Slovak back on track as well on the soft compounds in the Mercedes. Oh, he didn't set a lap. He didn't come up with a lap time. That's very unfortunate. His teammate is also invalidating it. That's Shane Bolland, the Scotsman. And then we do have, that is Carlos Sainz, the Spaniard, that will be next. Let's see what the Spaniard can do. A little sluggish through there, but it won't matter. He is on the mediums. He just wants to get a lap on the board. Remember, only one driver will be eliminated. The Williams comes out of turn 15 down to the line. It's a 124.7 for the Spaniard. Smalley is going to be next in the Aston Martin. One of 4 Dutch drivers on the grid this evening. And he goes to P6. What about Demir? The Bosnian coming round turn 15 and 16 into the pit lane. So a few drivers on outlaps. The Dutchie is back out very promptly. Doesn't want to mess around. So we will go on board with Jake the lad, who's going to be next. His first time racing in MSC, and they've definitely got a good driver on the books here. I've known Jake the lad for around 3 years. An exceptional driver when he's on the mark. Very good with close contact racing, leaves the space. His racing IQ is very, very good. So Jake the lad down towards turn 6, DRS enabled, slams on the brakes at that 100-metre mark. And then over the apex at turn 6 and 7, that DRS will kick in once more. Rear wing will fly open for the Williams driver. He sees his teammate currently in P4 from Spain to Britain and back down towards turn 9 in sector 2 at the left-handed hairpin for Jake the lad, the British driver. As we go up towards turn 12, over the apex at turn 12, we go foot down early into turn 13 and 14 for Jake the lad through Latifi corner down towards turn 15 and 16. What can Jake do? Up towards the line he goes on the soft compound. It's a 1:23.7 P2 for Jake the lad. What about Lewis W? He has backed out. I think, no, he's not. He was just keeping very, very tight to the wall as he comes down towards turn 9. And the Haas driver taking an unorthodox line there, but the quickest route through that DRS straight as we go up towards turn 10 and 11. Hits the apex at 11 and over the apex at 12. Into the chicane at turn 13 and 14, the double left-handers. A little bit of traffic in front of him. I think that is his the Mercedes, sorry, I thought it was his teammate. Through turn 15 and 16 for Lewis W. Where can he put it? Up towards the line he goes. It's a 1:23.6. And it's P2 for Lewis W. I think it's going to be a B right next. It is. And then Jonathan in the Aston Martin, not far behind. Oh no, he's just started his lap. Sorry, I think that's the Dutchie that's behind him. It is. Oh, the Dutchie went wide there. B right. Using all of the curb to the left-hand side as he darts into turn 16 and goes fastest in Q1, and that will definitely be through to Q2 for him. The Dutchie goes up to P11. Will he have to find some improvements? Here comes Cinders to P9. What a lap from Cinders. Demir, MJ Ryan, the Dutchie all at risk. Here comes MJ Ryan in the Oracle Red Bull. Out of turn 16 up to P7 for MJ Ryan. Demir starting his lap. Jonathan's gone purple sector 2 as he goes round turn 9 at the start of sector 3. Shane Boland just behind him in that Mercedes AMG Petronas as Jonathan goes in towards turn 12, slamming on them brakes. He's very low on fuel, so he's running on the absolute limit here. No mistakes through Latifi corner for Jonathan Curran in the Aston Martin, round turn 15 and 16, and he will dart home to the line on the medium compound tyres, and Jonathan goes up to P6. And that should be enough to see him safely through to Q2. What about the Flying Scotsman of Shane Boland? Goes up to P12 now. He might have to find some improvement on that. The kick Sauber of Demir getting I think he was going to try and get a little toe off the Dutchie there, but he was having none of it. Here comes Demir, the Bosnian, through turn 9. Let me know if the audio's all good, guys. Bananarama, I am live on F7, you're right. Yo, Zach, how you doing? Tonight we are live streaming MSC on all F7 platforms as our partner league, as well as obviously streaming on the MSC sites as well. So Demir goes up to P10, and that might be good enough to get him through. So the Dutchie in the Kick Sauber is the driver that will be going out in Q1 as it stands. So, small little drips are the drivers at risk, but the Dutchie's got to find so much more pace here. Bananarama, I am on 2 accounts. We are live streaming on so many platforms and accounts tonight. Shane Bollen in the Mercedes. He has invalidated it, but he is building up his ERS. But into the pit lane he goes. What about Demir and Carlos Sainz? Carlos Sainz is improving in the Williams. He's currently in P9. I would say that would be safe for now. Oh, it just cuts right over the curb at turn at 13, and that might have lost him a lot of time. He's still got a lot of battery as well. I think he's backed out. He has backed out. So Carlos Sainz will go into the pit lane. I think that might be good enough to get him through. He's about 3 seconds, 2.7 in front of the Dutchies. So to me, I think that will be enough to get him through. Little Drips is probably at danger, so he is going to head back out and see what he can do. So we are back on board with Little Drips, the Scottish driver, and he's got to find some improvement here. I think it'll be difficult. But we shall see. So we will stay on board with him because this is the interesting battle in Q1, as only one driver will go out. If you are watching on TikTok, how are you doing? How you doing, George? Only one knocked out. You're right, Mersh. No reserves. I know you're clicking exclamation mark MSC. If you do want to join, you have to jump over to Twitch. Either put in exclamation mark Discord or exclamation mark MSC. I will put the Twitch in the TikTok. And if you want to join, you're more than welcome to join MSC, one of the best racing leagues around. Right down towards turn 6 for the Alpine. So a lot of interest in the league tonight, which is what we like. Little Drips out of turn 7, down the second of the DRS straight, but he's used a lot of overtake here. He's going to run out before he even reaches the end of the DRS straight. Was that a wise move for Little Drips? He is 2.5 tenths up. He's got a little bit of traffic in front of him. That's a Mercedes. Hopefully he's seen him. That's an unorthodox line that he's had to take through turn 11. Into turn 12, he goes wide. Oh, he's kept it valid, but he must have lost so much time there, the Scotsman. Through Latifi corner at turn 14. Down towards turn 15 for the Alpine. Can Little Drips improve, or has he lost all of that progress in sector 3 to the start-finish line? He does improve. P9 for Little Drips. What about Cinders? He's 2/100ths of a second up on his lap time at the moment, the Red Bull driver. Any improvement is significant at this point with 4 minutes of qualifying to go. Cinders P12. He improves by 1.5 tenths. Shane Bollen is going to be next as he comes through turn 3 and 4 until the end of sector 1. Isman, the Dutch driver, currently in P2, retires, calls it a day on their mediums. Shane Bollen out of turn 5, DRS enabled. The Mercedes driver trying to give it everything, as he's currently in P14 and definitely at risk. The Dutch is still in the pit lane. Here he comes. One of the longest pit lanes, by the way, on any track on the F1 race calendar is here in Abu Dhabi. I'm pretty sure that I've seen something like it was around 30 seconds per pit stop. But don't quote me on that. Shane Bollen round turn 9. So I think an undercut will be extremely strong around here. It always has been around Abu Dhabi. Shane Bollen round turn 13 and 14, keeps it valid. Can he get that improvement? He slips out at turn 14. A huge snap for the Mercedes, and that might have cost him Q2. He might have time to go round, but no, he's not got enough fuel. He does improve. Shane Bollen improves by 8 tenths of a second, even with that snap. Smalley is going to be next. He is the driver on the cusp of going out. Him and the Dutchie, both from the Netherlands. Through turn 16 goes the Aston Martin driver down to the start-finish line. Smalley does improve by 1.3 seconds, and that might just have saved him here in qualifying for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Slevak is back out, the Canadian, but I think Slevak is actually safe now because Smalley didn't qualify in front of the Canadian driver, so the Mercedes is essentially safe now as Smalley pretty much cannot improve anymore. So it is down to the Dutchie and Smalley. So through turn 2 and 3 goes the Kick Sauber driver, his teammate currently in P9, one of the owners here at MSC F1, through turn 5, and then DRS enabled for the Sauber driver. And that rear wing wide open as the air flows through and gives them that extra bit of brake horsepower. Through the apex at turn 7, DRS enabled once more. You see him just burning that battery to get everything out of this car. Into turn 9, it's a purple sector 2. The Dutchie is 2.5 seconds up. The Dutchie is 2.5. That would put him around P13, around Cinder's time. Smalley might be able to get round and go again if he can build up his battery, but he's going to have to try again. Slevak might have done the good thing to go again. Here comes the Dutchie round turn 14. The Sauber driver is putting in a lap of his life. Round turn 16 for Smalley down towards the start-finish line. The Dutchman goes P3 with an unbelievable lap. Smalley is going again. Slevak is a tenth of a second up. It's between him and Cinders. Carlos Sainz and Little Drips, who did retire, are now very much at risk here. No, Cinders has not come back out, so Cinders will give them that safety net. Slevak and Smalley is between the Canadian and the Dutchman, both coming down. Slevak is 7/10 of a second up, which will put him in front of Cinders. Smalley is only 1/1000th down on his lap time. He's going to have to find around 3/10 of a second if he wants to progress to Q2. Here comes Slevak, and the Canadian driver to the line goes P7. Cinders is absolutely at risk now. Smalley round turn 9. He'll love the fact that Smalley is down on his lap time, but we know he had a little snap through sector 3, so if that makes up around 3/10, Cinders will go out in Q1. Smalley round turn 13 and 14 in the Aston Martin. The checkered flag has waved here in Abu Dhabi for Q1. Through turn 15 and 16 goes the Aston Martin. Is it Cinders? Is it Smalley? Is it the Aston? Is it the Red Bull? It is Smalley that goes out. He doesn't improve. He lost so much time in sector 3. And Cinders gets through by the skin of his teeth. Incredible. If that's how the race is going to go, I'm all for it. Wow, wow, wow. Fantastic stuff here in Abu Dhabi. Let's go be right. How you doing in the chat? Remember, guys, make sure you check MSC F1 out. They are our partner league. Their TikTok is down below on the screen, msc.f1.esports on TikTok. Make sure you check them out for all the race highlights and clips. They do an unbelievable job at posting the clips. Jonathan, who does all that, his editing skills are amazing, honestly. So on to Q2 we go. Cinders will be happy. Talking to Jonathan, into the pit lane he goes. Always one to make us wait. Into the pit lane goes the Aston Martin. So the timer has already started, but I do want to have a look at the standings at the end of Q1. I might not get a chance to though. No, I don't think it's going to give me anything. It'll probably show up right at the end, but it is the Dutchie that goes out in P16. So now this is the interesting bit, because 5 drivers are going to go out in Q2, as it should have been in Q1. Remember, MSC F1 is just pure racing, no safety cars, no stopping of the race, just start to finish, you against the rest. It is what they've prided themselves on. I don't even know if prided is a word. It's what they pride themselves on. It's what they've sort of based the whole league on, is no safety cars. It is just racing between you and them from start to finish, no interventions, and that's how they like it. Smalley did go out in I think Smalley got through, didn't he? No, sorry, Smalley did go out. It was the Dutchie that got through. So Phoenix Gray always likes to get out first. He was beaten in Q1 though. Phoenix Gray, another person who does unreal things here at MSC F1. One of the main reasons why the league runs so well. Carlos Sainz flicking onto the wets. Not in the Yas Marina circuit, you know. Hello, are you full tonight? No, I think there's only 16 drivers. Well, I don't think. I know there's only 16. So we're going to go on board with Phoenix Gray. He's going to be the first to take us around the Yas Marina circuit here in Abu Dhabi. So let's ride on board with the V-Carb, the Scotsman of Phoenix Gray, last season's champion, down towards turn 1. Over the, he didn't even go over the apex, just uses the curb to the right hand side, slightly uphill towards turn 2 and 3. Very easy to lose it around turn 3 into turn 4, and then back down the hill towards turn 5, the famous turn 5 from 2021. Where Lewis Hamilton lost the World Championship. DRS enabled, and off we go. The rear wing is open for the V-Carb as Phoenix Gray reaches speeds of around 208 miles an hour before he slams on the brakes at the 100-metre mark over the apex at turn 6 and 7, and then back onto the throttle as early as possible. And you see that line that he's taking to just get absolutely everything out of this circuit to maximise that time. We are working on decimals of thousandths here, and that is exactly why Phoenix Gray is on the limits of the circuit. Through turn 11 and 12 into the chicane at 12, and then the two left-handers at turn 13 and 14 over the apex at 14, runs wide, keeps it valid. Phoenix Gray very lucky there as it comes through turn 15 and 16, and Phoenix Gray down to the line, slips it, nearly loses it, a 1:23.4 for Phoenix Gray. How did he hold on to that? Isman comes through with a 1:23.5 on the mediums. We do have a couple more drivers as well. There is a McLaren, I think that is Mum and Ryder, who's just backed out. Then the Mercedes of Shane Bolland is going to be next. It is a Scotsman in P1. Can it make it a 1-2 for Scotland? Shane Bolland to the line, goes P4. Wow. MJ Ryan up to P4, takes it away from Shane Bolland. Little Drips has invalidated it. Then we've got the Sauber of Demir, the Dutchie. Demir has set his lap and gone P3 on the softs, no messing around. Into turn 13 and 14, where he made that mistake in Q1, but still managed to get through. The Dutchie in towards turn 15 and 16. for the kick Sauber driver, kisses the apex to the right hand side and up to P4 just behind his teammate by 3/100ths of a second. Carlos Sainz in the Williams. Then we have Jake the Lad as well, his teammate, who's just going to reach the line first. Jake the Lad to the line, P3 on the mediums for Jake the Lad. His teammate is going to be next. So let's see what he can put on the board. Vaco, are you in the MSC Discord? Are you a driver? Carlos Sainz in the Williams, out of turn 16, down to the start finish line, and P4, the Williams lock out the second row in Q2. Slevak in the Mercedes, just coming out of turn 5. Interesting now, very interesting. GXRS, how you doing? Nice of you to join us there on Instagram. TikTok, what's going on, Zach and Showen, how you doing? And obviously as well on Twitch. And then we've got all the social media platforms for MSC joining us. So Slevak, the Canadian, coming out of turn 9 up towards turn 10 and 11, and then you want to just hit them brakes as we glide in towards turn 12. Through turn 13 we go under the bridge. He's invalidated it. Slevak has invalidated, and he will have to go back into the pit lane with 9 minutes to go. Be right in the V-cab, just starting his flying lap. You've got Jonathan going over turn 7. Little Drips and Mullen Rider about to start his flying lap. Cinders through turn 12 and 13 for the Oracle Red Bull. That's Mullen Rider just in front of him, so it is going to be Cinders that comes to the line first. Only just scraped through to Q2, but he's got to be here, and he's got to be in it to win it. Here comes Cinders in the Red Bull to the line. Goes P9 for Cinders. Jonathan in the Aston Martin. I think there's a driver just in front of him, though. That is Carlos Sainz going into the pit lane, so Jonathan in the Aston Martin is going to be next. One of 4 Dutch drivers here this evening in Abu Dhabi, out of turn 16, down to the line, runs it wide into P4. He run it wide but kept it valid. That was an exquisite racing line through there. Be Right will be next in the V-cab. Through Latifi corner at turn 14. He's seen his teammate on the top step at the moment. Be Right, your race winner from last week in Brazil, comes to the line and goes fastest on the mediums. A 1:23.3 for Be Right. Phoenix Gray is going to start another flying lap, wants to get another one on the board, even though he's probably safely through to Q3. Slevak has invalidated it again. He tried to get a lap on the board. Mullen Rider in the McLaren, up towards turn 14 and 15 for the Papaya. Hugs the curb, down to the line. Mullen Rider goes up to P6. This is very close on the times. Lewis W has invalidated it. You'll be gutted about that. It's such a long way back round. So, Shane Boland and MJ Ryan, they are the drivers at risk. See the drivers so closely matched, and that is EV Reese's job. So Shane Boland and MJ Ryan both on laps. It is the Mercedes just in front of the Red Bull though, and the Red Bull doesn't get any help at all from that Scuderia. Shane Boland down towards turn 6 at the end of the DRS straight. And the Scotsman flies over there with them eyes just beaming through the visor as he comes down the second of the DRS straights. And in towards the hairpin at turn 9, the left-hander. And we now go through turn 10, 11 and 12. As we just hug the curb to the right hand side, Shane Bolland needs to find something extra here if he wants to progress. Oh, he's kept it valid as well. But he did run a little deep there, and that might have cost him some time. Out of turn 16, he's still got a lot of battery, and up to P8 he does improve by half a second. MJ Ryan goes up to P7 in the Red Bull. Shane Bolland now down to P9, and he's still got a couple of quick drivers behind him. So Shane Bolland just struggling maybe with the nature of the circuit, because we know he's a good driver, we know he's quick, but there's still a lot of big names behind him. You can see Slovak just trying to accelerate and brake just to build up that battery for another flying lap. So I think Isman in the Ferrari, oh, he slides round turn 5, stays wide so he doesn't invalidate it. He's not using any of his battery either. So the Ferrari driver, he must be on a lap here because he's not using any of his battery. He looks like he's going for it though. This is interesting. Oh, the Ferrari spins it, Isman, and he's just Tokyo drift round Latifi corner, just clatters into the wall. He's got a Red Bull behind him, hopefully not on a lap. B Wright's back out as well. That was MJ Ryan. He was on a lap. MJ Ryan. Oh no, he was, and maybe he was just building his battery up again, which would be very lucky for him. Slovak still yet to set a lap time. Into turn 6 and 7 for the Mercedes. 3.5 minutes to go in Q2. They better get a move on, as Slovak, Lewis and Little Drip still yet to set a lap time or get anything on the board. Down towards turn 9 for the Mercedes, using the wider line there, as you see him just cut across the curb out of turn 10 through 11 and into turn 12, slamming on them brakes as he just moves the car through turn 13 and 14. Really good line through there for Slovak. Into turn 15 and 16 for the Mercedes driver. He'll burn that battery to the line, and the Canadian goes P10. It might still not be enough, and I think he's run out of time to get around the track and get back out for another lap. I think Slovak is very much a danger of being one of the drivers that goes out, and Shane Bolland, his teammate as well. We could see a double Mercedes elimination here in Q2. Lewis is on a lap, so is Cinders, who's right behind, who's actually right in front of him. The Red Bull driver down to turn 6. B Wright also on a lap, just started his. Jake the lad in the Williams as well. A few drivers don't really need to set laps, but they're still going for it anyway. Maybe did a lap on a set of scrub tyres. Lewis and Cinders. Cinders is 4 attempts down on his lap time. This is not going to be enough for the Red Bull driver to progress through into Q3. Lewis W in the house, still yet to set a lap time up towards turn 11 and 12. And he needs to be careful here because he could find himself going out. It's a nice line. You can see him a little bit nervous though as he starts to catch up to a little bit of traffic in front of him. Round turn 15 and 16, the final corner. If he gets this, oh, he just slides through there. Lewis to the line, a 1:22.9. Wow. That is Slovak going into the pit lane. He is out. Shane Bolland is back out on track as well to try and improve. Lewis W went fastest. B Wright will be next. Invalidates it. B Wright does invalidate it. Jake the lad is into the pit lane. He knows he's safe. Mullen Ryder just starting his flying lap. The kick salver of Demir coming into turn 12. The Bosnian throwing it all on the line. He's currently in P12. He needs to improve to get into Q3. Both Mercedes at risk. Slevak is already out. So is Cinders. Demir through turn 16 keeps it valid to the line. Demir goes P9. That might just be enough to get him through. The Dutchie has invalidated his lap time. He's got 30 seconds to get back to the line to go again, but he's low on fuel. Is he going to have enough? Shane Bolland gets to the line. He will go again. Carlos Sainz is going to be next to try and improve. Carlos Sainz in the Williams, currently the driver at risk in P10. Is the Dutchie going to reach the line? I think he is, but he's going into the pit lane. He's got no fuel. The Dutchie is out. Shane Bolland, Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz is into the wall. He cannot improve. It's all on Shane Bolland now and Little Drip. Shane Bolland will be first in that Mercedes. The Dutchie, Cinders and Slevak are out in Q2. Little Drips and Shane Bolland still have an opportunity to get through. It is Carlos Sainz and Demir who are now the drivers at risk, depending on what this Mercedes and Alpine do. The checkered flag has waved. Here comes Shane Bolland down towards turn 9. He's 2 tenths down on his lap time. He needs an incredible sector 3. He only has to find a couple of tenths of a second in sector 3. You don't know what sort of sector he's had previously. He could have had the worst sector 3 of his life, and anything would be progression here. That is a really nice line through there for Shane Bolland. I've got to say that was a really clean sector 3, and look at the wide line through there, keeps it valid. Shane does not improve, and Little Drips is also out. Carlos Sainz, very lucky indeed. The Spaniard is through to Q3. Wow, incredible, incredible. What a sector 2 that was. What's going on, Fair Jack? How you doing, mate? What an incredible Q2 that was. That was really, really good. Jack, let me know if the audio is okay as well, mate. Hopefully it is. Oh, wow. First Q3, well done, mate. Well done, Carlos. Brilliant time. So, Lewis W is the fastest driver on track in Q2. Jonathan in the Aston Martin in P2. B-Right P3. Phoenix Gray in P4. And Isman in P5. But it's the bottom 5 we're concerned about. Cinders in the Red Bull goes out in P15. The Dutchie in the Sauber goes out in P14. Slevak in the Mercedes will start in P13, and then both the Scotsmen of Little Drips in the Alpine who will start in P12, and Shane Bolland in the Mercedes who will start in P11. Both Mercedes eliminated in Q2. Carlos Sainz, the Spaniard in the Williams, just making it through with Demir in the Sauber. Good to hear, mate. Good to hear. Yeah, I think the audio is okay. Just let me know if you are listening to it, if the audio is okay. So. Phoenix Gray does like to get out really early. And I think he's out first again. He is. He does like to get out very early. Yeah, definitely, Jack. F7 is evolving. You're absolutely right. And why can't you race it? Sorry, I shouldn't have said that on an MSC stream. I do apologise, I shouldn't have read that out. I completely forgot I was on MSC comms. I'm really sorry. I shouldn't mention any other league when I'm streaming for MSC. Yeah, no, that was my bad, Jack. Is it because of the age thing? Because we have an age thing here at MSC, don't we? Yeah, it is. It's an 18 plus. Maybe talk to him. I mean, how old are you? 16, 17? But your mindset is a lot older than that. You're a cracking driver, really respectful as well, and quite mature for your age. So maybe speak to them, see. Right, Phoenix Grey will go on a lap down towards turn 1 in the V-carb. Nice and tight to that chicane and just using the wider line. And then through turn 2 and 3. As we go down towards turn 5, and this is where the DRS will kick in shortly. Down that DRS straight, that rear wing opening for the V-carb. We'll see a lot of overtakes here this evening as he just breaks at the 100 metre mark into turn 6 and 7 for Phoenix Grey. Over the curve, just a slight slide of the rears there as he came through. The left and right hander, that DRS will kick in for the second time. Remember, this is one of them tracks where you get the double dose of DRS, even if you're the car in front by the time you get to the second part of sector 2. Through turn 10 and 11 we go for the V-carb driver into turn 12, and then through turn 13 for Phoenix Grey. The Scotsman putting it all together for his banker here in Q3. Round turn 15 and 16, and the Racing Bull is flying high. A 1:23.3 for Phoenix Grey. Then comes Carlos Sainz in the Williams, who just made it through for his outlap. He's about to place his lap on the board. MJ Ryan in the Oracle Red Bull will come round turn 16. Goes P2, provisional P2. Isman goes provisional pole with a 1:22.6. Demir into the line, goes P4, a 1:24.1. The Aston Martin of Jonathan goes up to P3. The McLaren of Mum and Ryder to the line, goes P4. The Haas of Lewis goes up to P2. All the drivers getting them banker laps in. Jake the Lad will be next in the Williams. Round turn 16 we go. Down to the start finish line. Jake the Lad goes P4 on the mediums. Carlos Sainz in the Williams will be next. B Wright is on his outlap. F1 race, I completely agree, mate. Yeah, maturity is from experience, not age. I agree with that, mate. Yeah. But also, it can be, because sometimes you can get, a 25-year-old who acts like a 10-year-old on track. Do you know what I mean? But that's just their rules, isn't it? I can see where they're coming from, though, in terms of where MSC are coming from. But I think maybe there could be exceptions, but it's their league. It just depends on the driver, really, doesn't it? Carlos Sainz out of turn 16, down to the line and up to P7. B Wright will be next, out of turn 7. And DRS enabled. Hey Reese, you going from that starting at the back strategy, are we? B Wright into turn 12 in the V-carb. His teammate currently in P3, provisionally on the second row. 6.5 minutes in Abu Dhabi. Qualifying here in round 5 for MSC F1, round turn 15 and 16 for the V-carb. B Wright down to the line. It's a 1:22.8. It's P3. Wow, these times are close. MJ Ryan and Carlos Sainz. Carlos Sainz has invalidated it. It's MJ Ryan who is improving into turn 6 and 7. Oh, he just slides through there, just locking them wrists onto the wheel with that huge snap. Yeah, definitely Reese. I love Abu Dhabi. I love it because of comms. I love it because of the history and it's not got much history, but you know what I mean. There's just so much that's happened here, and MJ Ryan invalidates. There's just so much history in such a short amount of time around this circuit. The fact that it's a night race, the fact that it's pretty much always dry. There's so many overtakes down from turn 5 to 6 and from turn 7 to 9. So yeah, it's a really fun track to commentate and to race as well. MJ Ryan will go into the pit lane. So, Mullen Rider, the Swedish driver, coming back out on track. Uh, 2 seconds, guys. So, Mullen Rider back out on a lap. Let's see what he can do. Sorry guys, so Mullen Rider coming round turn 13 and 14 in the McLaren. Just under 3 minutes to go here in qualifying. Round turn 15 and 16 for the Papaya. What can he do? Currently in P7, invalidates it, slides round the final corner, and that is it for Mullen Rider. He was on the limit here, and it just didn't pay off for him. So unfortunate and so unlucky for the McLaren driver. A few drivers are on outlaps, one of them being Isman in the Ferrari, who will be next to set his lap time. 2 minutes to go in Q3. Isman, the Flying Dutchman. Remember, we do have a 5-minute break after qualifying, so bear that in mind, guys. Oh, Demir has been disqualified for blocking the pit lane. You know what that means? Oh, why has he been disqualified there? Demir will start P10 and he's going to have no opportunity to improve that position. What has happened for the Bosnian? Coming through the tunnel as well. The drivers better get a move on. There's still some drivers coming out of the pit lane. That's Jonathan and a couple more as well. They need to get a move on because they've got 1:30 to get round. Here comes Isman down the DRS straight towards turn 6. Demir sent laughing emojis. Here comes Isman through turn 6 and 7 for the Scuderia. Gets pedal to the metal. DRS enabled. Rear wing is open. 1 minute to go here in Q3 for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And it's 200 miles an hour as he brakes in towards turn 9 at the left-handed hairpin. Nice and tight to the apex as we come through turn 10 and 11. Down towards turn 12 for the Ferrari, slams on the brakes. Really good line through there for Isman. He's already on provisional pole. It looks like he might even improve out of turn 14. He goes towards 15 and 16 near the stadium. Through turn 16 and to the start finish line, Isman improves. It's a 1:22.4 for the Ferrari driver. Be right, Phoenix Grey about to start his, like 27 seconds to go. The Red Bull of MJ Ryan is on his final lap. He's 2/100ths up on his lap time. MJ Ryan goes up to P8. The Aston Martin of Jonathan just gets to the line. Mullen Ryder will not be able to improve. We do have Carlos Sainz in the Williams. He's not improving, but this will be it for him. He will go up to P8. Unbelievable. He found 2/10 of a second in sector 3. The checkered flag has waved. B Right has invalidated it. He will start from P3 at best. The Haas driver of Lewis will be next. Who was that was just sliding through the chicane? Hopefully he didn't block that driver. Here comes Lewis W through turn 12 in the Haas through into turn 13 and 14. The checkered flag has waved in Q2. Lewis W a bit sketchy through the final couple of corners into turn 16 and the final chicane down to the start finish line. Lewis W goes a 1:22.5, misses out by a 10th of a second. That is Jake the lad who's going to be next in the Williams. He does have that Ferrari behind him up towards turn 15 and 16. He saved a lot of battery here though, Jake the lad. The checkered flag is out. Jake the lad, a 1:22.9, stays P4. Phoenix Grey in the other V-cab, sees his teammate in P3. Can he join him on the second row? Stays P5. The Aston Martin of Jonathan will be next. And the Dutchman comes out of turn 16. Jonathan goes P5. And he's out qualified Phoenix Grey. MJ Ryan is on to the grass. Nothing more he can do. Carlos Sainz is out. And Isman takes pole here in Abu Dhabi. What a lap from the Dutchman. The top 5 are occupied by either British drivers or Dutch drivers. So, what a Q3 session. So, we will take a 5-minute break now. Let me just take them off. So pole position goes to Isman here in Abu Dhabi. Lewis W will start on the front row of the grid in the Haas. On the second row of the grid it's B Right in the V-cab in P3 and Jake the lad in the Williams in P4. On the third row of the grid it's Jonathan in the Aston Martin in P5 and Phoenix Grey in the V-cab in P6. On the fourth row of the grid it's Mullen Ryder in the McLaren in P7 and Carlos Sainz in the Williams in P8. On the fifth row of the grid it's the Welshman of MJ Ryan in the Red Bull in P9 and the Bosnian of Dabir in the Sauber in P10. 5-minute break, guys. Grab yourselves a drink and make sure you are ready for this race. You don't want to blink, you don't want to miss it. So we are going to go racing shortly. All the drivers line up. Time has come and we will go straight racing. Remember, if you haven't already, head over to Twitch, !Discord or !MSC to come and join this incredible league. Remember, no safety cars from start to finish. So, do not blink, because down towards turn 1 is going to be hectic. Ready to go. Let's go, Science. Here we go. This is it. And the 5 lights here in Abu Dhabi. And it's lights out and away we go. Down towards turn 1. Isman gets a good start, but Lewis is going to try and come down the inside. B right in the V-car round the outside. It's Carlos Sainz who's through, and MJ Ryan in the Red Bull. The Williams makes up a position. Slevak is up too, so is the Dutch. MJ Ryan losing a position, but Lewis W is into the lead of the Grand Prix as they head down towards turn 5. Isman in the Ferrari will look up the inside of the Haas, both Ferrari powered engines. Jonathan is from Mullen Rider, the Swedishman getting overtaken by the Scotsman as well. The Phoenix Grey getting through on Shane Boland. B Right is now into the lead of the Grand Prix as they go 3 wide as they go down towards turn 6 and 7. It's B Right who makes it 3 leaders in the first sector of this race. Jonathan through on Shane Boland. What about Jake the Lad on Isman in the Ferrari, who's now about to lose another position if the Williams driver can capitalise. B Right is still in the lead to Lewis W. Isman, Jake the Lad, Jonathan, Mullen Rider and Shane Boland go wheel to wheel round turn 9 of the hairpin. Shane Boland already made up 3 places. That's a yellow flag. That is Reese in the Scuderia that's had a slight hiccup at the back and is now lost a front wing end plate. Slevak in the Mercedes up 4 places and on the back of his teammate on that rear diffuser of the Mercedes in front. B Right, Lewis and Isman go front 3 at the end of lap 1. Wow, look at the snap there from the Williams. That was Carlos Sainz that lost the position through a mistake there. Reese with no front wing end plate. And look at the front 3 here on lap 2. It's Lewis W and B Right with Isman right on the tail. Jake the Lad is there and Jonathan as they go in towards turn 5. DRS is now enabled as well, so B Right's got a lot of defending to do. Here comes Lewis W in the Haas into the slipstream of the V car, moves over to the left to get the inside line in towards turn 6. What about the Ferrari? Lewis W retakes the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Isman is there as well and just backs out on that V-carb. Here comes the Williams of Jake the Lad, but he just doesn't have the straight line speed. He's also on the medium, so are the front 4. What about Slevak on Mullen Rider? Will go the long way round into turn 9, the Mercedes, but Mullen Rider just has the grip to get his foot down a little bit earlier. Oh, that is a mistake from Carlos Sainz again, and the Williams dropping down. And Reese just moving over to the left. He's on the hard compound tyres. Slevak in the Mercedes has lost a few places as well as they go in towards turn 13. He runs wide. They go 3 wide. And that is Carlos Sainz with another mistake. Reese in the Scuderia just in front of the Mercedes. So Lewis W is your race leader to B Right to Isman. Slevak is into the pit lane. Did he get damaged? Jake the Lad and Jonathan is there. Phoenix Grey has lost DRS to the front 5. But the DRS train runs down from P6 to P13. Cinders as well up 5 places in the Red Bull. Incredible start for him. And Slevak was got a long way back. Here comes Isman on B right, and B right on Lewis W as well. These are going to go wheel to wheel into turn 6. And they do, and it is the Ferrari of Isman that goes through. Lewis W is there, B right, trying to go round the outside of the Ferrari driver. Isman back down to P3, Lewis W into the lead. Jake the Lad all over the back of the pair of them. Isman in the Ferrari is through on the V-Carb. The Williams of Jake the Lad just watching on. Shane Bolland is through on Phoenix Grey. The Mercedes on the other V-Carb. Wow, wow, wow. Look at this, lap 3 already. Lewis in the Haas is your race leader. Isman in the Ferrari in P2. B Ryan P3, Gentleman in P4, Jonathan in P5, Shane Bolland is in P6. Then we've got Phoenix Grey in P7, Moen Ryder in P8, MJ Ryan P9, and Demir in complete your top 10. Reese is doing a fantastic job considering he's got front wing damage. And he's probably just going to wait until he can pit inside the pit window so he doesn't lose too much time. Isman will get that DRS again out of turn 5. Here he comes. That's Moen Ryder from Phoenix Grey. Before the DRS was even enabled, here comes Isman on Lewis W. Lewis is trying to fend him off, and he's done a cracking job at defending that lead of the Grand Prix. B Wright is on his tail. Reese is through on Smalley. What about Moen Ryder and Phoenix Grey once more out of turn 7? And it is Phoenix Grey that just stays in front now. Here comes MJ Ryan in the Red Bull that will make the move. Oh, there's yellow flags waving. Lewis W has been overtaken by Isman. Carlos Sainz is round for a 3rd time in this Grand Prix. Isman retakes the lead from where he started. B Wright in B3. Jake the Lad is there. 4 tenths of a second separate the top 4 drivers here. A second separate the top 5. Wow, what racing. What racing. So, the Ferrari driver on lap 5 is back where he started. And Lewis W in P2. Also B Wright in the V-Cab in P3. Jade Lad in P4. Cinders is through on little drips. The Red Bull goes round the outside of the Alpine. Reese with that damaged Scuderia. Just trying to make up a position. Yellow flags are waving once more. That is the Dutchy and the Sauber that spun. Little Drips goes back through on Cinders. And now here comes Reese in the Ferrari. They're 4 wide. Phoenix Grey is back through on Shane Bolland as they go in towards turn 6. Lewis retakes the lead of the Grand Prix. Reese in the Ferrari through on the Alpine, and the Alpine will go later on the brakes into turn 6 and 7. That's not a natural line, and just backs out to avoid any collision there. B-Right is back into the lead. Lewis retakes it into turn 9, has the inside line. What about the Ferrari? Slots back in behind the V-Cab. Look at this for racing. Look at that. Have you ever seen a top 5 as close as that after 5 laps? Under the bridge they go here at the Asmarina circuit. And that is the Dutchy that gets overtaken by Carlos Sainz. Smalley also losing a position to Moen Ryder through turn 13 and 14. Shane Bolland with the first penalty tonight. Little Drips and Reese, the Ferrari and the Alpine. Look how close these are as well. Here comes Little Drips back on the Ferrari. He just looks like Ferrari looks like he's struggling with that straight line speed. With that front wing, he did get the overtake off track. Maybe might have to give it back. Moen Ryder is round. The Swedish driver is round. Lewis will lose that DRS. Now here comes B. Wright and Isman. Jade the Lad and Jonathan as well. Down towards turn 6 and 7. The Ferrari will go down the inside of the Haas. The V-Cab late on the brakes, clatters into the back of Lewis W. Jay the Lad and Jonathan watching on. Shane Bolland and Phoenix Grey wheel to wheel, side by side through turn 6 and 7. Phoenix Grey backs out and MJ Ryan is all over the rear diffuser. Here comes Isman on Lewis again. Round the outside of turn 9. They are side by side, nothing to separate them. Through turn 10 and 11 they go, and Isman will retake the lead again. Wow. Phoenix Gray, MJ Ryan and Shane Bolland having a great battle of their own. Cinders and Reese, Little Drips and Smalley also there. So Reese is just waiting, isn't he? Because he's got front wing damage. He's just waiting for the opportunity where he can get inside that pit window. A little snap there from Phoenix Gray. Didn't cost him too much time though. MJ Ryan is through. And later on the brakes goes the V-Carb. MJ Ryan in the Red Bull will go up the inside through turn 2 and 3. And it's Phoenix Gray that stays in front. Now back down the DRS straight. Isman is now going to be the driver to defend. And Lewis W using a little bit of that battery, and now that DRS is enabled, he's got the V-Carb catching him up as well. He's just going to back out, and so is B-Right. Oh, that's a yellow flag. MJ Ryan is going to go for the move on Phoenix Gray into turn 6, locking up. And that is Carlos Sainz that is round again. Here comes Lewis W. Lewis W moves over to the left. And the Haas up the inside of turn 9. Lewis W with a great overtake there. Reese is through on Demir and up to P9, even with a missing end plate. There is nothing stopping that Ferrari drivers. Cinders is through on Little Drips. And Cinders out of turn 9 up to P11. Be right, Isman and Lewis. So here we go again. It is deja vu. Demir is into the pit lane. He's going for a big undercut there. So Lewis W using a lot of battery. He did defend the Ferrari driver once, but not this time. Isman and Lewis puts him to the right hand side. Very tactical defending there. Jonathan needs to stay within a second. MJ Ryan and Phoenix Gray swapping places, the two sister cars. But Phoenix Gray is so good at going later on the brakes. Oh, he spins it! Phoenix Gray with a mistake. He is still in this race though. Lewis W in the Haas being overtaken by the Ferrari once more. Carlos Sainz is out of the Grand Prix in the pit lane. Isman back into the lead. Lewis W and B Wright is there. Jake the Lad. Jonathan has lost that DRS. He needs to do something to catch back up. And Phoenix Gray with that slight mistake has been overtaken by Reese, but he's still within DRS range of the Ferrari. What about Cinders on Shane Bolland? Yeah, as I was saying before, Phoenix Gray is so good at going late on the brakes. He really is. That is Cinders and Shane Bolland. Shane Bolland's into the pit lane going for that undercut. It'll be interesting to see who's first to show their hand out of the front 5 here. Jonathan nearly back in DRS range, but just missing out. And that will really hurt him. Lewis W in the Haas. On the back of Isman. The Dutchman against 3 British drivers. And then another Dutchman. Cinders and Smalley, who got the DRS out of turn 5. As Cinders just pushes Smalley off to the left hand side. And it was the Aston Martin that got the DRS, but now here comes Little Drips in the Alpine. Can Cinders hold them off? We know how good he is at defending, and he does hold them off. Lewis W and B Wright squabbling now for P2, but it is the Haas that just stays in front. Reese is thrown MJ Ryan and up to P6. This is incredible from Reese with a missing end plate. Jonathan now 1.7 behind them, as he's obviously not got DRS. Jake the Lad is from B-Right. B-Right's into the pit lane. So B-Right has gone for the undercut. He's shown his hand. He did it early as well, yesterday. He also went early in Brazil last week and won the race. Onto the hard compounds. The one thing that he needs now is he needs Isman, Lewis and Jake the Lad to start battling like crazy. That will really help him out. Smalley, Cinders, B right, where is he going to come out? He's come out in front of Cinders and he's now in 6 seconds of clear air. That is not what the front three wanted, but B right has timed that to perfection. Mum Rider is through on Cinders and Smalley, the McLaren driver. Jake the Lad, Lewis, here comes Lewis on Isman. This is exactly what B right needs. He needs them to start battling into turn 9. The Haas driver goes in front of the Ferrari, but they are still going to be super quick with that DRS. Jake the Lad might even see an opening now on the Ferrari. The Williams will try and go to the left and just thinks better of it. His debut race in MSC showing exactly why he's here. Mullen Rider on the back of Cinders in that Red Bull. B right coming out in 6 seconds worth of clean air is not what the front three wanted. Into the pit lane goes Lewis. Jake the Lad stays out. Isman and Lewis are into the pits. The Ferrari and the Haas. And Jake the Lad has stayed out. Now this is interesting. Jonathan is in as well. Reese has stayed out. If I was Reese, oh, he's on the hards. Reese is on the hard compound tyres. If Reese had started on the mediums, he could have pitted by now and got that front wing repaired and onto a set of tyres. Right, where's B right? Where's Lewis and Isman? They're coming down towards the bridge. Here comes B right. This is going to be super close coming out of the pit lane. Isman and Lewis are coming up the hill. B right is coming round. He's going to come out just in front of Isman and Lewis. The undercut is beautiful. The gap is now 1 second, plus B right has got heat into them tyres. He has to burn that battery now and get away from that DRS train, and he's got to do it fast. If Isman got DRS here, no he didn't get DRS, but Lewis did. This is great for B right, he needs to get a move on. Here comes Lewis W in the Haas that will go up the inside of the Ferrari. The Ferrari goes later on the brakes and deep into turn 6. B right is just in front of him only by 7 tenths, and considering he's got heat into the tyres and went for the undercut, this is not the position he wanted to be in. Reese up to P2. Jake the Lad, is he going to pit this lap? He's stayed out for an extra one. And Jake the Lad does go into the pit lane. The Williams driver is in. Remember, he was part of that front running DRS train. Reese is coming round. Remember, he's on the hard compound tyres. If Reese was to win this race, it would be something special. Isman, Lewis, B right. Where does Jake the Lad come out? Into the pit lane, onto the hard compound tyres. Yellow flag is waving. That is the Mercedes. That is Slevak. There's MJ Ryan and Phoenix Gray once more through turn 13 and 14. MJ Ryan getting pushed out wide by the Mercedes. Isman and Lewis still squabbling. Jake the Lad coming out of the pit lane. Is he going to get back within DRS range? No, he's around 2.5 seconds behind. He needs to catch up quickly. He has got the tyre advantage, but he's lost so much time there. What about Smalley, Cinders and Mum Rider? Into turn 5 they go. The McLaren, Aston and Red Bull. And the Red Bull driver didn't get a good exit out of turn 5. He's also not going to have any DRS. There goes Isman on B right. Isman in the Ferrari with the fresher tyres is through on the RB. Cinders later on the brakes goes the Red Bull on Smalley in the Aston Martin, but he doesn't get a good exit and Cinders swoops on through. MJ Ryan on Phoenix Gray as well. Some fantastic battle in here. Mum Rider and Cinders side by side, they go through turn 9, and it is Mum Rider that stays in front. Can Smalley capitalise on the Red Bull? MJ Ryan and Phoenix Gray. And this is a battle for the ages between these two, the two sister cars. And the RB will go around the outside and have the inside line through turn 10 and 11. Isman setting the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. It's a Ferrari 1-2 at the moment, but one of the Ferraris is yet to pit. Cinders is into the pit lane. I think Reese is just going to try and get to sort of lap 16, and then that's going to be a new front wing and medium tyres as well. Cinders in the pits, Phoenix Gray and MJ Ryan Still a few drivers yet to pit. Here comes Lewis W on B right, who's on the back of Isman. Isman has really took it to the next level now. And B right, he needed to create that gap when he went for that undercut, and he didn't, and that might have cost him the chance at this victory. But he's still well in there. And if there's anybody that can win in Abu Dhabi, it's this man right here that will go up the inside of the Ferrari. And the RB will move back into the provisional lead. What about Phoenix Gray and MJ Ryan? MJ Ryan slams on the brakes, locks up them tyres, and tries the old switcheroo on the RB of Phoenix Gray. And MJ Ryan will move over to the right-hand side. Side by side they go, and it is MJ Ryan that retakes that position of Phoenix Gray. And if any young drivers are watching here tonight, just take note of the way Phoenix Gray and MJ Ryan are racing, because it will teach you everything you need to know about side-by-side battling. This is experience on the track talking. What about Isman on B right? Look how close these three are. And Isman and Lewis might even get the overtake, both of them on B right. They are super close to the RB, and they will both get DRS. Jake the lad now 3 seconds behind them. Will them tyres be an advantage at the end of the Grand Prix though? Here comes Isman. What about Lewis as well in the Haas? He's catching, but not enough. And Isman, he does like to go late on the brakes, and he does this time as well, but can B right switch it back? He won't get DRS though. Oh, he will. Sorry, it's not the double dose of DRS that I thought it was. Here comes B right on Isman. Will go around the outside into turn 9, and the Ferrari is doing really well to defend. Phoenix Gray and MJ Ryan once more trade places. Shane Bolin on the back of the mirror. He will come down this DRS straight. The Mercedes driver on the kick Sauber. So Demir still on the rear diffuser of Shane Bolin. Typical Carlos to rage quit. Yeah. Phoenix Gray with a 3 second time penalty. Here we go again. The DRS again. Reese is being caught up at a rapid pace, but remember, still yet to pit and still has front wing damage. So this is going to be really interesting. If Reese can get anything out of this Grand Prix, it would be substantial. Here comes B right and Lewis. What about Phoenix Gray and MJ Ryan? MJ Ryan's lost the DRS to Phoenix Gray. Did he just pinch it back there? Phoenix Gray will get it on Smalley, but did MJ Ryan lose it? He did lose it. Here comes Phoenix Gray on Smalley. Phoenix Gray's going to move to the right. Smalley had to give room because there was no space where Phoenix Gray was going, but he is up to P8, and the move is complete for Phoenix Gray. He gets a good exit as Smalley has a huge snap that would have cost him that DRS. And MJ Ryan also doesn't get it on the Aston Martin. Demir on Shane Bolin. Little Drips is there in the Alpine. He will go for the move on the Sauber. They've both got DRS. It's a battle of the straight lines down towards turn 9. But Demir just fending him off for now. Isman only 2.5 seconds behind his teammate. MJ Ryan on Smalley. He needs to navigate through this Aston Martin ASAP, and he absolutely does. Around turn 14. Isman only 2 seconds behind his teammate, who's yet to pit. Here comes B right on the Ferrari. Is he going to go for the move, or is he going to hold off? He's going to go for it. Oh, they nearly touch. And B right will go up the inside of the Scuderia. He'll switch it back. He's super close to that Ferrari now, and he surely gets this move done. But he's got another Ferrari in the distance, and it's sort of like Red Bull with Sergio Perez, as Reese will do everything he can do to hold up this RB now. But surely Reese has to get into the pits as B-Rice slides around the corner, and Isman nearly gets it back. And we do now have a back marker involved in this front running race. But surely Reese has got to pit now. Little Drips is through on Demir. Surely Reese has got to pit and get onto their mediums and get that front wing changed. He is into the pit lane. He goes. And Reese, now on mediums till the end of the Grand Prix, finally gets his front wing replaced after getting an end plate knocked off on lap 1. There we go. Jonathan is back up to B5. Jake the Lad 3.3 behind him. The front three, 12 laps to go. So, be right into the lead, but for how long? Here comes Isman in the Ferrari. We know how good he is at the late braking down towards turn 6. And the Ferrari driver doesn't need to late brake this time. He gets it done pretty early on. Shane Bollen on Smalley now. The Mercedes on the Aston Martin. He'll get the DRS though. And he's going to go for the move up the inside of turn 5. And he's not going to wait for the DRS straight. Here comes Smalley right back at you, he says. Shane Bollen in the Mercedes will get the DRS though. So will Little Drips in the Alpine. Surely he gets the move done. He can't even catch up to him with DRS here, Little Drips. What is that straight line speed of the Alpine? Oh, wow. He nearly wipes out 2 drivers. Demir comes through now. Spins it. And Smalley clatters into him. The Kick Sauber and the Aston Martin around on lap 17. MJ Ryan is from Phoenix Gray. He's made a huge mistake as well. Oh, I think he's lost a bit of his front wing. No, he hasn't. But what has happened to Phoenix Gray? He's going side by side. He's lost 4 seconds to MJ Ryan. Something has happened there. Here comes B Right in the V car. Backs out this time. He's going to be patient about it. Smalley's into the pit lane. Demir is through. This is an incredible Grand Prix. So, Isman in the lead in the Ferrari, B Right in P2, Lewis in P3. What about Shane Bollen on Phoenix Gray? The Mercedes and the RB. Did Phoenix Gray slow down so he could have a battle with Shane Bollen? We've seen him do that before. And Phoenix Gray sometimes, when he's involved in a battle, Shane Bollen will try and go at the inside. Sometimes we've seen it I think we've seen it in Kota, maybe even Brazil, where Phoenix Gray has sometimes slowed down when Shane Bollen is behind him just to go and sort of battle with him, because there's one thing that Phoenix Gray loves, and it's a good battle. And when you get a dancing partner like Shane Bollen, he absolutely relishes it. And that looks like what he's done here again. Phoenix Gray will go the inside. Shane Bollen will try and switch round. But they took a lot of the camera action in, it was either Kota or Brazil, and they're going to do the same here tonight. What about B Right? Has he gone for the move? He hasn't. Lewis is there as well. Shane Bollen is back through on Phoenix Gray, but who got the DRS? It was Shane Bollen that got the DRS, I think. It was, and the Mercedes driver will move back through. So Phoenix Gray just pinched it for a little bit. Here comes Little Drips in the Alpine, down the inside. Oh, they've collided. Phoenix Gray and Shane Bollen. Phoenix Gray slows down to let Shane Bollen back through, and so does Little Drips. And that is what I was saying about young lads being able to learn a lot from these drivers. So much respect shown on track. That is Cinders that's thrown. Demir is round. He's made a mistake. Cinders up to P12. So, Isman still in the lead. Be right, not able to catch him up. What about Mum and Ryder though? And Phoenix Grey, look at these four. Be right in that V-Cab will move back into the lead with 9 laps to go. What about Phoenix Grey, Mum and Ryder, Little Drips and Shane Boland. Down the inside goes Mum and Ryder. Oh, that was good racing. Really close though. Isman is going to try and come back through on B right. Less than a tenth of a second behind him. And a little bit deep goes B right into turn 12. That would have cost him some time. One of the best races I've seen around Abu Dhabi. This Little Drip, Shane Boland, Phoenix Grey, Mum and Ryder. Nothing to separate them. Who can decide who's going to win this battle between these? Because I cannot. Here comes Phoenix Grey once more on Shane Boland down the DRS straight towards turn 9. The RB, is he going to go around the outside? He does. The wheel to wheel. The contact between them. He's going to try and switch it back. Shane Boland with the defending, as he always does. Mum and Ryder is front. Little Trips to McLaren. The Alpine is going to come up the inside into turn 12. The aerial shots are beautiful. They're gorgeous. And so is that overtake from the McLaren of Mum and Ryder. Little Trips goes back behind them with a time penalty. Phoenix Grey is there, but look at this. Lewis W is through on Isman and now up to P2. The Ferrari trying to come back. The Haas will have the inside line. What can Isman do? Nothing he can do. It's B right to Lewis to Isman. Phoenix Grey on Shane Boland up the hill towards turn 1 and 2. Sorry, 2 and 3. Lewis W trying to get the overtake on B right. Will go up the inside of turn 9. The Haas driver has been there and thereabouts. Oh, Grand Prix, and Little Drips has lost it. Phoenix Grey as well. Shane Boland, and they've all changed positions, but still within DRS range of each other. Incredible Grand Prix it is. Oh, that is the Dutchie that is rounding onto the grass. A very expensive lawnmower, as somebody once said. So, here comes Lewis W. Is he going to try and go for the move on the RB? 7 laps to go. Jesus, I'm nearly out of energy here. What a Grand Prix this is going to be. Here comes Lewis W. on B right. This is for the lead of the Grand Prix. There's not been a second between these 3 drivers all race, even under the pit stops. There's not been a second. They have been locked within DRS range for 22 laps. And these 3 drivers, I think they could potentially finish this race and feel like they've just raced in one of the best races of their esports careers. I genuinely believe it's been that good for them. Here comes Phoenix Grey on Mum and Ryder. He will get that DRS, but Mum and Ryder got a really good exit out of turn 7. And here comes Phoenix Grey, late on the brakes. Shane Boland on Little Drip, side by side through turn 9. The Alpine and the Mercedes. The Mercedes is flashing, and he does run wide, and the Alpine slots back in behind him. Little Drips, the man from Scotland, battling with his countrymen. Go once more. Here comes Lewis W on B right again. Lewis W just holding off now. We know how patient he can be. We know how good he can be. But he doesn't want to make the mistake of letting Isman through by holding off, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to go through. Isman is going to hold off, and Lewis W is now into the lead of this Grand Prix. How many times has it changed hands here? It's quite remarkable, this Grand Prix. It really is. Demir is into the pit lane. And down to P14. Is he going to go softs and go for that fastest lap? He is. He absolutely is. Little drips on the back of Shane Bolland. Oh, he's late on the brakes. Clatters into the back of that Mercedes. Luckily, doesn't come out with damage. Lewis, B. Wright, Isman. I have said them names so many times in this Grand Prix. Let's just stay on board and just watch this absolutely awesome Grand Prix. Shane Bolland on the back of Phoenix Grey into turn 12 and 13 they go. What about B. Wright? Can he get that position? The lead of the Grand Prix back off the hands of the Haas driver. And he will back out for now. He's going to wait for that second DRS straight with 5.5 laps to go. Isman also being very patient. Jonathan Curran with another time penalty. Here comes B. Wright. He'll try and go round the outside. 8/100ths of a second behind the Haas driver. Here comes the Ferrari as well. All over the tail of the RB. Down through turn 11 and 12. And once more, there's nothing to separate them. Sorry guys, sorry, I didn't see that. Shane Bolland from Phoenix Grey, look at this. Wheel to wheel, side by side, got a Mercedes and the V-Carb through turn 10 and 11. Phoenix Grey is back in front as they go down towards turn 12. The V-Carb, the best of the late breakers as Shane Bolland tries to switch back, but he's not able to get that move back. Phoenix Grey does get a time penalty. Mullen Ryder without any time penalties in P8 and now well away from the back. Still though, Shane Bolland and Phoenix Grey, we know they love a good scrap. What about B. Wright? Look at B. Wright on Lewis W. Down the second of the DRS straight in towards turn 9 again. The V-Carb trying to go round the outside. Is Lewis going to let him through though? Because this is going to be very tactical. B. Wright in the V-Carb is through and into the lead of the Grand Prix at the end of lap 25 of 29. So, Isman, Lewis, B. Wright. What about Phoenix Grey and Shane Bolland? Down to turn 6 and 7 they go. Even Little Drips is still there. He'll be relishing in the opportunity to fight with these two incredible drivers. Shane Bolland, Phoenix Grey. I think Phoenix Grey has just got a bit of a head start, but Shane is coming rapidly down towards turn 9. The yellow flags are waving, and don't know who that is. I think it's a Sauber. It is. It's Demir that is round. The Bosnian losing it again. B. Wright, Lewis W. Isman once again will go down the DRS straight. And Lewis W. in the Haas. Is he going to hold off? He's seeing the Ferrari behind him as well. He is going to hold off. B. Wright is going to try and let him through. He breaks. He breaks early. The Ferrari comes as well of Isman. They nearly touch. The V-Carb loses it. They're being very tactical now. They do not want to be the lead car going on to the last lap of this Grand Prix. It is unbelievable. Here comes Lewis W. He's going to take the inside line, and B. Wright is absolutely letting him through. He's going to take a nice wide line and hope the Haas takes the race lead. And the Ferrari is watching them both try and give each other the lead of this Grand Prix. They don't want to be in the lead. Have you ever seen anything like this? B. Wright is your race leader. Lewis W. Isman all separated by less than half a second. Little Drip, Shane Bolland, Phoenix Grey still there fighting for P9, 10 and 11. This is unbelievable. Little Drips all over the rear diffuser of Shane Bolland and the Mercedes, who's starting to lose time to Phoenix Grey, and the Alpine driver catching up to him, and Phoenix Grey is going to let Shane Bolland go up the inside. He wants that battle in. Oh, they touch. They touch. Shane Bolland gets a 3-second. Phoenix Gray loses the position. Little Drips hits through. He nearly clatters into the rear tyre of that Mercedes in front. Little Drips, Shane Bolland and Phoenix Gray, they're probably thinking to themselves, why are them front three getting all the action? We want a bit of the action. Lewis W is now your race leader on lap 27. The Ferrari of Isman will go up the inside of the RB. And the Ferrari just comes out lesser of the two. And he's used absolutely no battery at the moment. Lewis W is going to try and get a head start. B Wright is catching him, but at the end of lap 27, it is going to be Lewis W that is your race leader. Isman, who started on pole position, will be down in P3. Isman knows that he's got to get into P2. There goes Reese on Jonathan. And the Ferrari driver is up to P5 from the back of this grid with a missing end plate all Grand Prix. What a drive for EVE Reese. Isman knows he's got to get that P2. Phoenix Gray, Shane Bolland, Little Drip down in towards turn 6 and 7 they go. And the RB comes flying up the inside. Shane Bolland is through. Little Drips in the Alpine is there also. They nearly touch again. It could have ended in disaster. Phoenix Gray in the RB goes up the inside. He's hit the Mercedes, goes into the wall, and it's carnage on lap 27. Lewis W, B Wright, Isman on lap 28. 2 laps to go. Lewis W is your race leader in the house. B Wright in the RB chasing him down. Will B Wright go for the overtake? He's reluctant to do so. The Ferrari is looking up the inside as well. Jay the lad also starting to catch up to him. Here comes Isman with a great exit out of turn 7. The Ferrari driver pedal to the metal. But here comes the RB of B Wright all over the Haas. It's 3 wide down towards turn 9. The Haas nearly loses it. The RB takes the inside line. The Ferrari around the outside. Unbelievable stuff here in Abu Dhabi at the Yas Marina circuit. The RB will have the inside into turn 12. The Ferrari comes through. He goes out wide, Isman. And he now has a deeper line going into turn 13 and 14. The Haas of Lewis W comes through. They've changed positions so many times as they're about to enter the very last lap of this Grand Prix. Through turn 16, the RB of B Wright is your race leader on the very last lap of this Grand Prix. Lewis W in P2 and Isman in P3. Wow, Isman late on the brakes, just loses it. That might have just cost Isman the race win. Look at Lewis W though. They have saved their battery. They have built it up. And it's all down to ERS and DRS on the last lap. Still less than half a second separating the top 3. Jake the lad has caught up to him by 3 seconds. That's how much they've been battling. Lewis W will hit that button. He will burn that battery. He will open that rear wing. And Lewis W, on the very last lap of the race, will move in to the race lead. Down into turn 6 and 7. Could be right, possibly get it back. Gets a great exit out of turn 7. Lewis W will use that battery. B Wright also, but he will have DRS down towards turn 9. Here comes B Wright in the RB. Moves back into the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Wow, B Wright is now your race leader. There is still nothing to separate them. It's anybody's race as we go in towards sector 3. The Ferrari of Isman just cannot find a way through. Lewis W all over the rear wing of the RB. But it looks like it's something special from B Wright. Round turn 15 and 16 we go. And B Wright, after one of the most incredible races I have ever witnessed, wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Lewis takes an incredible P2 and Isman completes the podium. It could have not gone to a better free drivers I have ever seen. Wow, 29 laps and not one of them lost DRS to one another, even under the pit stops. That was brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant. I have never quite seen an end of a race like that. Whew. Thanks, Trusty. Appreciate it, mate. What a race. What a race. Congratulations to the podium sitters. Congratulations to every driver that finished that race. Really well done. He did pit a lap earlier. It didn't make a difference in the end. Driver of the day is Reese. That could possibly be the case, actually. There you have it on the top step. Be right in the V-cab. Absolutely phenomenal. Lewis WP2 and his mate in P3. Let's take a look at it. B Wright is your race winner here in Abu Dhabi from P3 on the grid, takes the victory. Lewis W was so close at the very end. Turbo Snail, I'm on the right. I'm streaming on all the MSC platforms and all of our platforms as well tonight. Lewis W in the Haas takes P2, Isman takes P3, Jake Ladd in P4, Reese in P5, Jonathan in P6, MJ Ryan in P7, Mullen Ryder P8, Little Dritz P9 and Shane Pollard in P10. Then comes Cinders, Phoenix Gray, Smalley, Demir, Dutchy, Slovak and Carlos Sainz. Driver of the day, I mean, I would say Reese. He's come from 17th on the grid with a broken front wing and finished in P5, but I don't know if I can justify not giving driver of the day to B Wright after that incredible race, incredible battle, to end the way it just ended and to win on the very last lap from P3 on the grid with an extraordinary battle. Wow, how can you not give it to the race winner tonight after one of the best races I've ever seen? So yeah, that is the decision. We'll go with B Wright as the driver of the day here tonight, but if it wasn't such an unbelievable, incredible race, Reese would have definitely got driver of the day. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed the race. I hope you enjoyed the commentating. Thank you to MSC for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm forever grateful for all the love and support in that league and from them drivers as well. So I really do appreciate it. I hope you all have a good week. I'll be back next Tuesday for MSC round 6. So oh, actually no, I won't. Sorry, I'm on holiday. I'm in Greece for 5 days, so no, I won't be here next Tuesday. So I do apologise. I might swap. I could probably do Monday, but I go early Tuesday morning.